Everybody, this is Jeff Veale, the business guru, coming to you once again from downtown Manila with another awesome guest. And this lady's very awesome. And in fact, reach out. I tell you guys all the time, reach out, have a virtual cup of coffee with her, because as I always say, you don't know what you don't know. And it costs you nothing for a 10-minute chat. Find out what this lady can do for you. And if she can't help, and more like she can, if she can't help you, I guarantee she'll know someone who can. So let me introduce my first guest. She's got a tongue twister of a name, tongue twister for me anyway. It's we've got a wonderful lady called look at this, uh, Anastasia, and Chopelas is her family name. It's even easier, right? And Dr. Anastasia Chopelas is founder and scientific healing is her category, and she's business name is Scientific Healer and Scientific Healers University, right? And can you guess what industry she's in? She's in health and healing, right? And guys, if you haven't got your health, you got nothing. So, health is wealth, as they really do say. Years in the industry, 14 full-time and a mere 32 part-time. So she knows a little bit about it. Brief description, she works with high-achieving men and women to keep them healthier, to live longer, earn more, and have better relationships. And that's what it's all about, guys, right? And she also teaches others how to heal using my scientific healing protocols. I've been teaching programs for 13 years. Key achievements or projects have helped produce thousands of medical miracles, basically resolve issues that couldn't be helped with conventional medicine, right? I've also helped and created a certificate program and taught it many times that have changed the lives of participants. Right, she'll tell you more about that as we go along. Personal motto of philosophy, take care of any issues before they develop into something that is irreversible. Walk my talk. And I'll come back to that later. That's a very interesting subject. Interesting fact about yourself, retired physics professor turned energy healer and published 50, yeah, that number was 50 scholarly articles and book chapters on vibrations of matter. I've spoken at 28 universities and 14 different countries about this topic. I speak 5 languages and 3 of them fluently. So she knows what you're talking about, guys. So be careful what you say, right? And it's my great pleasure to welcome to the stage Anna. How are you, Anna?
I'm doing great, Jeff. How are you?
Well, I've had the flu for 6 weeks, funny enough, but it just got over. It's going good now. But
Yeah,
very
should have
quickly,
called me first.
yeah, you're talking about different things. As you get older, guys, things develop. Now, I just got the first time in my life, I got fungus on my toes. I can't tell you where it came from, but and my toes are all very brittle. Then I've noticed even my fingernails, as I'm 77, are getting brittle. So you got to do. I didn't look after myself in that area for years. Now I've got to do maintenance so they become less brittle, etc you know, and the things that creep up on you as you get older. I think they're the things that maybe they do you in the end. I don't know, but you got to look after yourself, guys. The first sign of something wrong, fix it. It's easier to fix when it's early rather than leave it till it's too late, right? As a lot of men do. Tell us about your journey, Anna, and what inspired you to pursue your current career path all those years ago. What happened?
Well, nothing really inspired me. So healing is a calling, right? So in this was over 30 years ago, in my early 40s, I I got very sick. And this wasn't because I was abusing myself. I was eating healthy, running 6 miles before breakfast. That's a 10K every morning for those of
Oh,
you that think in kilometers. And um, and I was lighter than I am now. And yet I got very sick, and it turned out to be a stress issue. And I was living in Germany at the time where holistic medicine is, and it still is, more advanced than it is here in the United States.
yes.
So, so I went to a naturopathic doctor. She not only naturopathic but also homeopathic doctor. She was the
Mhm.
president of the Homeopathy Society, even though she had a very standard MD. So I felt comfortable in her care, and she showed me basically how energy works. Sorry. she basically showed me how energy works. And then at the same time, I went to a self-help group because my former marriage was in trouble. And I met a whole bunch of different shiatsu masseuse, a foot reflexologist, a Reiki healer.
Wow.
And one of them invited me to a Reiki class. And I thought, Reiki, what's Reiki? She says, oh, never mind, just come.
Yep.
You'll like it. I'm
Right.
going, what is that? And I discovered that I could sense and move energy like nobody in the class.
Mhm.
And I helped myself get well from only having 2 good hours a day. That in my 42nd year, I was more horizontal in bed and sick than I was upright.
Wow.
So yeah, so I had to learn this.
Mhm.
And so I studied furiously because I could take, I related even back, this was in the early 90s, I related energy healing to quantum physics. I was
Right.
thinking about it because of the way we solve quantum equations. And I
Yep.
related it, and somebody said, "Well, how can distance healing work?" So I explained it via quantum physics. Oh, that's really cool. I like that. And so I started practicing on people. I sense things that other people don't. I have a telepathic ability. If I listen to people's thoughts, I can hear what they're thinking, and I could feel what they're feeling. And I can do it at any distance. It doesn't matter where I am on the earth.
Mhm.
And
Pretty cool.
so, yeah, so that opened up for me while I continued to do research and publish, and while I was still working because I had 2 children. They were teens at that point, and I needed to raise them and get them out
Yep.
of the house. That's not quite successful. I have a daughter that lives here part-time who's 42.
We got one of those. We got one of those back in Australia as well. 36.
Yeah, so um, at one point when I decided to retire from academia, uh, I was looking around for what's my next step? Where am I going next? And because I'm very technically oriented, I've done computer programming since 1972. I thought I would do websites and programming and things like that.
Yes.
But
Yep.
then I started healing more and more people, and it just became the first month of me being healer full time. I earned $3,000 in two
Wow.
weeks, and I thought, oh, that's the easy button.
Yeah. Well, it's no, that
And
you're following your passion as well. So that's even better.
yes, I've always been interested in health and healing and diet and what supplements can do and things like that. So I always say that I work holistically. You
Yep.
change your lifestyle, you change your energy habits, and things happen. And
Absolutely.
I actually, people come to me and I look younger than I did, 10, 15 years ago. And people will come to me, don't you ever change? And I'm going, well, I think you're seeing my energy, because if you look real close, I have wrinkles
We all do.
and I
Yeah.
have gray hair.
Yeah. All that. Yeah. Comes
But
comes comes with the territory.
it does.
Tell me, what's been the most challenging aspect of your work and how are you overcoming that?
Well, before COVID basically shut down all in-person networking.
Yes.
And the in-person networking was how I got a lot of business. I just show up and people go, I want what she's having, kind of thing.
Mhm.
And they would they would say, like, I used to have people come to my house to get healing, and I worked on one woman for a couple of hours, and I told her to look at the mirror as she went out the door because she looked 10 years younger, just by the energy in her face.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, so the most challenging has been switching to an online. And so now the online networking and the doing collaborations
Yeah.
continuing to do podcasts, and now I'm going to do a
Yeah.
summit on the science of energy
But
healing.
so much more effective, isn't it? In the fact you can reach you can spread the word so much further, right?
Yeah.
And help so many more people. And it's about, if people understand it, when you're on a mission like you are, it's about helping the people. So the more you can help, the better it
Yeah,
is.
absolutely. People don't realize that they don't have to suffer with something.
Yeah, that's right.
The subtitle of my book is Get Healthy No Matter What Your Doctor Says,
I like that.
because
I like it.
yes, because the conventional medicine doesn't teach, like the medical schools here, I think they're starting to catch on, but they don't even teach nutrition.
Yeah, correct.
And they say, I don't know what you eat has to do with your health.
Yeah, I've got to tell you this story quickly. I told you I had the fungus on my toes, right? Which I'd never seen before. I got no idea. I went and paid good money to a dermatologist. This is a true story. And I was pissed off. She sat across the room about 25 feet away and said, "Oh, yes, you've got fungus." And I'm thinking she's going to put the gloves on and come over with a microscope and have a bit of a look, right? But I kid you not, she sat on the other side of the room and told me my problem. So I paid the bill. I left all the medicine she prescribed me behind. I didn't pay for the medicines because I had no belief in her whatsoever, right? And I went somewhere else and got a proper diagnosis, right?
Yeah, that happened to me too. I when I was when I was so sick, my thyroid started to fail, and I went to an endocrinologist, and he just took one look at me and says, I think that you're depressed. I think you need
Oh.
psychotropics. And I'm
Yeah,
going, I won't take anything psychotropic. I need my brain to function.
yeah.
And
I don't think
so,
it's depressing, it's the bill.
and so then he suggested the one of the thyroid replacements, and I go, and he goes, I have heard that it works for depression. And I'm thinking, yeah. So I just very seriously said, yes, that's something I'm willing to try.
Yeah.
And so inside I was going, yay, yay, he got it. And so I took it, and it changed my life. It just changed my
Fantastic.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us an important moment back in the day. Tell us an important moment in your career that changed your direction. I know the answer to this, by the way, but go ahead.
What changed my direction
Yeah, an important moment that changed your direction.
I think I don't like watching people suffer. And when I
Yeah.
realize that they don't have to,
Hmm.
that I can make a difference, like as soon as I started working on people. And I
Yes.
think one of the most important was a longtime family friend of ours he was on a bicycle and a truck T-boned him, and he was in the hospital in a coma. And
Wow.
they said he probably won't survive. He had had a traumatic brain injury. And my mom said, do you think you can help him? And I said, well, we can go to the hospital and I could see that. And
Yeah.
as soon as I went to the hospital, I kept thinking about the enormity of that task, that
Yes.
I'm responsible for keeping this person alive. To me, it
Wow.
was like I was shaking from the enormity of it.
Yeah.
And when I went in, I was just all of a sudden I calmed down. I could tell that he was floating outside his body, and he's going, this body is trashed. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
It's like spirits will talk like that. They're funny, they're not serious. This
Yeah.
body is trash. I don't want to be
Uh,
in that anymore. And I go, well, if you'll come back and you'll have to do all the same garbage that you went through in this lifetime. And he
yes.
goes, okay. And I pulled him back in his body, and I did several hours of brain healing. He had a broken arm and a broken leg, and he woke up,
With me. Yeah.
and he's still well.
Yeah.
Right.
Very
And
nice.
that to me was a huge tell, like this is what I'm supposed to do. Like I
Yeah.
wasn't sure I was going to do this full
Yeah,
time.
I think the big pivot, we spoke about it earlier. The big pivot for you was, and a good thing, I think, that you went online. You know, with Zoom and with COVID, you were forced to go online, and sometimes it's a challenge, but it turned out same as me. I lost a $5 million business with COVID. And it's the best thing that ever happened to me because, like all my businesses, I'd stayed too long. I was making good money, but I was bored with it. Now I've got a job where I'm passionate, right? It's not a job, it's a
Yes.
passion.
Yes, it is. It's a passion, absolutely.
You know,
And I also love to interview people. I have a podcast where I interview people, and I love it because I get to talk to people all over the world, like,
yeah, and you
here
learn
you
so
are
much
in
from
the
them, right?
Philippines.
Yeah, you learn
Yeah,
from every one of them.
there's right, and there's no longer a geographic restriction on
Correct.
meeting people.
Tell me, in your opinion, what are the key qualities or skills that have contributed to your amazing success? What do you believe they are?
I think my I think for me was trying it out enough times and seeing incredible things happen where I
Mhm.
became completely confident that I can do this.
Yeah, so self-belief.
And
Yep.
yeah, the self-belief, this imposter syndrome, it comes up once in a while, but
Yeah, sure.
pretty much I didn't have it. Like when I was working with the guy in the coma, I was nervous because I felt the weight of the responsibility, but when I walked in, I just started doing my thing and I watched things happen. Like he was in the ICU and I watched the dials change as I worked on him.
Wow.
Yeah,
Amazing.
he had a and what they call the ICP, intracranial pressure, and the thing was ringing an alarm, ding, 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 the whole time I was there. And as I worked on him, it went down and down and down and down, and it stopped ringing. And
Fantastic. Yeah.
so I had direct evidence that
Yeah,
I was
making a difference.
having, yeah, making a difference.
Yeah.
And people ask me, does it always work? And I go, yes, it always works. But you can reverse it if you
Yep.
say, ah, she didn't do anything. Meh.
I'd say your other skill, we spoke off air for quite a while, and Anna's other skill, she's a great listener, and you've got to be a good listener. She's got empathy, right? And obviously in her build, she needs empathy. She wants to hear what the problem is before she can solve it, obviously, right? So empathy is one of her strong points, definitely. Tell me, Anna, how do you stay motivated as you do and continue to innovate in your field? What's your secret there?
I think I wake up every day and I'm going, this is an awesome day. And I'm so happy to be in this body doing this stuff. And
Yeah,
so that just keeps me motivated. And I mean, I have my ups and downs. There are
we all
times when
do.
I
Yep.
feel like I'm so far behind that I'll never catch up. And then I just say, okay, let's just dig in and catch up. So
Yeah. Tell
I
me,
caught up. Yeah.
uh, do you, maybe I'm getting dementia. Do you wake up some days you don't know what day it is?
No.
No, I seriously, I work that hard. Some days I go, is it Thursday or Friday? I got to check the calendar because it's,
Yeah.
just, my work is a bit repetitious, although I love it, but it's day after day after day, like helping clients and et cetera, et cetera. So that the days tend to run into each other, you know, but they're all good. I love them. Um,
Yeah. Well, I take care of my grandson in the morning.
right.
So
That
during
keeps
the
you
week,
ready.
my daughter and grandson live here. He's 10.
Yep.
And during the weekend, they go up. She has a house up in the mountains, but she doesn't have a job up there yet. So she has
Right.
to work here. And so I take care of him in the morning.
Hmm.
I feed him, I get him to school,
Yeah, that
and
keeps you pretty
I
grounded.
chat with him. Yeah, I chat with him. But so I'm always aware of what day it is just
Fair
from
enough.
that.
Yeah, I just
When
wondered.
you have kids in school, you pay more
Yeah, I
attention
guess
to
you
it.
know. Yeah, they keep
Yeah.
you grounded. Um, tell us, tell us about it. Of many of them, tell us a recent project or achievement that you're particularly proud of.
Well, in terms of pride, I I think I'm just happy that people got something out of it.
Nice.
So I did it over a 2 year period before, and I've now compressed it into 1 year because nobody wants to go through a 2 year certification, right?
Yep.
And all of the people that have been through that program have both transformed, they're able to heal themselves, and they're able to heal others if they want
Nice.
to. Many of them started businesses of their own. not just in
Well,
healing, but in other
yeah.
things. Like one
Yeah.
lady
So it's
started
so
a,
nice when you see the result of that, isn't it? Because you're changing lives in many different ways. Not only the people you heal, but you're helping spread the word and getting other people out into the zone, which is
yeah, I can help 10, 20, 30 people in a month, but if I train 30 people,
yes,
they can each help 30 people in a month.
yeah.
So
It's a bit like I joke about it, but it's a bit like give a man a fish, and you feed him for a day, teach him how to
yes.
fish, and I add to it here in the Philippines just for fun. I say you give him a fish, give a man a fish, you'll feed him for a day, teach him how to fish, you'll feed him forever, and give him a fishing rod, and as soon as you go, he'll sell it. That's my standard joke here in the Philippines, which is pretty true. They do. Some of them are a bit short-sighted, you know what I mean? Crazy stuff. Tell us, what advice would you give a 20-year-old? A 20-year-old comes to you, as they've done in the past, your daughter, a niece, a nephew, and they say, I've just left university. I'm not quite sure what I want to do with myself. What would I do? What would you tell them?
Well, pick one thing. So you don't have to, people think that once they do something, then they're stuck in it for
No,
life.
no.
Just pick one thing, try it on, like just wear a hat for a while. And if you
Yeah,
don't like
correct.
it, move on and do something else. So I
You're not a
started
tree.
out,
Yeah.
right? I started out after I graduated with my doctorate. I went to an oil company. Well, first I did
Wow.
a postdoctoral thing, and then I went to an oil company and I was there for 4 years. And then I went to a research institute in Germany and I was there for 13. And then I came back and I was a professor at both UNLV and um, University of Washington, University of Nevada in Las Vegas, and then University of Washington, and then UCLA, which is in my
Yeah.
backyard here. So I was in then academia, and then I said, well, I've had enough of it. So then I started a business. So I've been
Nice.
in like every realm possible,
And
either as
I
employee.
bet you this is the happiest you've been by being in your own business, you know.
Oh, yeah, it's
Chalk and
twice
cheese,
the
isn't it?
work. It's twice the
Absolutely.
work and
I
and
love it.
10 times the fun.
Yeah. I tell people because I'm lazy, I work 16 hours and I do for myself so I don't have to work 8 hours for someone else. But it's fun. It's not work, it's just fun. It's passion. I go to
It
these
it really
webinars,
is.
they get a shock. I'm at these webinars, Jeff, how can you be up at 3 in the morning? And I just smile and
Oh
say,
yeah.
because I'm prepared to do what it takes. I want to
Yeah.
learn, I want to help. So I'm here at 3 in the morning because I want, like I was this morning. It's now, what is it now? It's now 7 o'clock. I was up at 2 a.m. I'm still going, I'll be going through tonight till 11 p.m. But
Oh
the
my
secret,
goodness.
but no, but the secret is the secret. I don't tell too many people. I have power naps in between, obviously. You know,
Yes, of course,
yeah,
napping.
yeah. So it's
And
cool.
yeah, I had an Irish coach from Ireland for a
Yeah.
while, and she did her classes from 3 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Wow. Yeah.
So 4 days in a row, and so I would stay up for that. And
Yeah.
then I
Do
was
what it
in a
takes. See, that's
right, and then I was in a program from an Australian coach, and that went from 4 p.m. to midnight.
yeah. There you go.
So
Yeah. So
so whatever it was, I was up.
So if there's a lesson for all of you listening, do what it takes. If you love it, you're serious about it, you will do what it takes. It's that
Yeah,
simple.
and don't make excuses. People say, "Am I too old for this?"
No.
Well,
Well,
you and I are both
we got
over
70,
70.
70, 73 here and 77 here, right? So
Yeah.
there's
So
150 years of wisdom here, guys. So listen up, right? Listen up. Um, Tell me, looking ahead, you're only at base camp, you're a young woman. Look, what are your goals and aspirations for the future? You've got a long way to go yet.
oh yes, absolutely. So I really want, so I haven't had the people in my certification program for a little while. I want to fill it up. I fill it with 20 to 30 people, so I get to know everybody. I want to
Mhm.
fill that up. So again, I can help create that many more people that can help that many more people. That's my
Nice.
my big goal. And my private practice has been running for quite a while, and it's thriving, and I'd like to keep that thriving for as long as possible.
Nice. Yeah. Well, it's an easy thing to do. Tell me, what's the best way for listeners and people watching this wonderful podcast? What's the best way to reach out to you and have a 10-minute chat and find out a bit more about what you're doing, whether you can help them?
Well, I have a link on Calendly.com/𝐷 SCI healer /15-min-intro.
Yeah, mostly going to
So I'm
forget
sure,
that, but you'll find this lovely
put it in
lady
the
on
show
LinkedIn
notes.
very easily. LinkedIn's
Yeah,
the
link to
to
go to
go.
my LinkedIn. My name, Anastasia Chopelas, is the only one
There
of
it
its
is.
kind in the entire world. So you just type it into Google, you'll
There
find
you
me.
go, guys. So easy. And don't forget,
Yeah,
guys.
I have over, so when I first started in this healing business was 2013. If you plugged my name into Google, there were over 100 pages on me because of my
Wow,
scientific research, and now
wow,
there's a
wow,
lot
wow.
more.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
you go. So you've got plenty of choices, guys. And don't forget, guys, 15 minutes of fame, as you can see, it's like talking to a friend. We want you to come on the show, and I want you to think, guys, if you're in business, you can spend 20,000 on a TV commercial, and what's going to happen is a Netflix movie, the TV commercial comes on, and all of a sudden, people jump up, go and grab a beer, go and grab a hot dog, and they go to the toilet. Your commercial's not very important to them, right? 10 radio spots, and they promise you the world, and they will play them, but they invariably play them at 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock in the morning when most people are asleep. So come on, 15 minutes of fame. It's all about you. We turn the whole thing, it's very unique. We turn the whole thing into a mini movie, which is evergreen, all about you. And we put it on Quora, Reddit, LinkedIn, Facebook groups, YouTube, and our new school platform with all your social media links, potentially putting you in front of hundreds of prospects. And if you're smart like Anna is at your end, you'll promote the hell, you put it on LinkedIn. I was interviewed by the guru. This is what we said, blah, blah, blah. And you'll get it out there. There's 1 billion people on LinkedIn alone, guys. So keep putting it out there. Make it evergreen. New audiences are coming through all the time. So
Yeah, LinkedIn is the best platform to connect, definitely.
absolutely. It's a wonderful platform. I didn't know that, but I learned it in the last couple of years. I thought it was just a job platform. That's not the case. Um,
Mm-mm.
Before we wrap it up, Anna, you've got to tell us a fun fact about yourself that most people do not know. What is that fun fact?
So when I flipped houses, so I flipped houses for a while
Really?
between two of my university jobs. I had about a year, and I flipped a couple of homes, and I did the plumbing, the electrical, the
Wow.
drywalling,
Jack of all
and the
trades.
tiling. So I'm kind of like a jack of all trades, and I found it really easy because I put together all of my laboratories, which
Yeah.
was really much more difficult. And plumbing and drywalling is like really crude in comparison, but I had fun and I made money doing it.
Yeah. So
But
you're,
I prefer doing healing.
yeah, you're very much a hands-on girl.
Yes,
All right.
I am.
We're about to wrap it up. Any last words for our audience, please, Anna?
Yes, so for people, so I say you need to do your energy hygiene every day. So I have a quick 11-minute audio for doing energy hygiene. It's at scientifichealer.com/wake up brain.
Hmm.
And what it does is it helps you focus. So to listen in the morning, it's 11 minutes. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to follow it. You just listen to it. And a lot of people that have businesses have listened to it to help clear up the brain fog and
Yeah.
help them get going. And
And you'll
so
find that,
that's
guys.
my free gift to you.
Yeah, I'll drop that. If Anna sends it over to us by email, I'll drop that on part of her details as well. So when you find the podcast, you'll find that free offer as well. That's very generous of you. Thanks very much, Anna, for being on the show.